Everyone's obsessed with mobile apps and web apps, but there's one kind of application that meets the user where they are: browser extensions. So let's talk about how to build them in about a minute. Let's crawl, walk, run this. In order to crawl, you have to create the manifest file, which defines the UI and the permissions for your browser extension, and it's a little different depending on whether you're building it for Chrome or Firefox. At its core, a browser extension is basically the UI for a pop-up together with some JavaScript code that lets it interact with the web page you're on. But when you start to walk, it gets a little trickier than that because scraping the content of the DOM is not always trivial. Because in order for the extension to be truly aware of what's on the web page, you have to account for streaming capture. For example, when new content appears on Twitter or Gmail as you scroll. Also, there can be a lot of context on any given web page, so you have to chunk it up if you're planning on sending it to an LLM for some AI intelligence, and you have to use tools like TikToken in order to help you with the chunking. Speaking of an LLM integration, you do not want to be shipping your API key with the browser extension itself. So you'll need to be setting up a back end that your browser extension can make API calls to. When you are running with this browser extension, you should have a sleek little UI on the pop-up that shows the results and summaries from whatever has been parsed. But if you're trying to dominate in this 100-meter dash, you have to update your backend code in order to make your LLMs more conversational, aka they're able to take follow-up questions, and you should give your LLMs the ability to make tool calls, aka integrations with Gmail, Google Sheets, etc.